list that LSV has been playing or top aided with, well, made the finals with, but I have not double checked to confirm that. But either way, it's from the same team. Um, it's pretty aggressive. 20 lands kind of scares me. No to Catleys kind of scare me because black green seems to be real popular right now. But still, just wanted to give it a try. A couple people had been asking, so hopefully we'll win some dice rolls. Fortunately, we've already lost this one. I think the hand is reasonable. We shall keep. Based upon what they play on their turn one, we'll probably make our decision on what we play. Yeah, well, we're probably going to play the Healer's Hawk because it probably doesn't get to attack. I think this match is miserable. Obviously, I'm assuming he's black-green based on the folly. So I'm just going to imagine that we've lost already and be very sad about it. Yep, and they have the Wildgrove Walker. Dondo's not particularly good in this match. It doesn't attack particularly well, so I'm going to go ahead and put those down so I can gain my little point of life and feel good about myself. That's one of the reasons we didn't play a Danto. We assumed we weren't going to get to attack this turn. Hmm. So this will be the ninth. I think I'm going to cast it. But that could potentially just be too aggressive. So kind of crossing my fingers here and screaming no chupacabra to the top of my lungs. If he does have a chupacabra, maybe we can draw Legion's Landing and still get the Pride online. But because they typically run like 3-ish finalities now, like we're definitely on a clock here. And that's unfortunate. Pretty much crushes us. Interesting. Guess I'm going to go ahead and attack with that one. It's kind of weird to me that they didn't block. Guess they're leaving the other, or leaving the things back to keep these back, but still kind of odd to me. Sure. There we go. That one helps. And because this is the turn um, before they get finality, and because I want to flip this, I think it's fine just to send them all. Actually, we'll go ahead and pop this off too, just to do a few extra damage, because I assume my stuff won't survive past this turn if they have an untapped land. Oh wow, it's better force than I expected. Yep, this deck struggles with Chain Whirler and it struggles with green-black, but I like it versus about everything else. Excuse me. Well, they didn't play anything else, and they chose not to play one of these overgrown tombs, so they definitely have Veraska, and that's pretty miserable for us. We're going to struggle to beat a Veraska here. So let's see, if we attack with everything, they just block. So it's basically 1 point of damage. Don't think that's worth it, since they have 2 tombs and a Veraska in their hand. Or they could just be about wanting to buy back a Chupacabra or something, but I'm going to pretend like they have a Veraska. So just buying back Chupacabra, we're going to win. Guess they could have drawn a Wild Growth Walker and won a game 3 life? I don't know. Assume they're getting back Chupacabra and we're really far ahead. Like, just basically trying to dodge finality now. Finality would certainly be hard to beat. What have you been into, Murph? Is Ginger still playing? Or Mr. Nelson? No, Cat and Pete Ward are. Hey, Korean, what is up? Oh, Reed Duke's playing Arena. I'd like to get paid to play Arena. Oh, look, they have a finality. Alright, well, this game's over. That was a pretty good draw. They clearly didn't have it before that turn.
And we can't fucking get up.
Ah. We probably can't win now because we know they also have a Chupacabra. Oh, wow, and they had double creature? Wow. Maybe they had finality this entire time. Play double creature if I play both of these. It's probably better than playing single creature. but not by much because of the Chupacabra. Come on, man. You know, don't smash. Not sure what we would have to draw to win. We could draw like a flyer into a pride and win. It's probably the only thing that would do it. It's the 3 life they gained earlier from the Wild Growth Walker that's crushing us. Well, this is kind of interesting. If they make this attack, we can just win by drawing a pride. That's not a pride. What do you mean? How do I show deck list? You figured it out right there. Right there's the deck list. Really, another creature? Couldn't break off one turn in all of those? Well, like I said, when we started, we're going to hope to not get paired versus some of these black-green decks. It was probably a bad idea for us to play this deck based on how many black-green decks there have been lately. So these are bad. Well, he takes out these. He takes out these. He takes out these. And he brings in the Baffling Ends, the Mountain, and the Experimental Frenzies. On a personal level, I actually like Aurelia in this match too, but we're going to listen to what Juza's sideboard article says. Mm. So Kelly's like such a bad magic card though, and they don't necessarily fold to it. Like if you notice like Matt Nass's list and stuff like that's up to like 3 cast downs in the main deck and multiple Assassin's trophies in the sideboard. They've adapted to learn how to beat them. I believe we keep this hand. I also believe this hand's relatively weak. I think anytime that we have a life linker into a Pride Mate though, like it's probably a clear keep. Because this automatically gets out of the range of Golden Demise. A Baffling End for a Wild Growth Walker, which is kind of nice. Oh, it's not a Wild Growth Walker. It's even better. And of course, we don't draw the land now. That's a little disappointing. Can flip this now though, so at least we have that going for us. But we're pretty clearly pretty far behind now. Pretty sure I clicked always yes to that trigger, but whatever. Hmm. I'll play this pre-combat. They're going to contempt this. Now they'll probably have Choop or something for the Marshal. Just Vivian? It's not too bad. Might kill the Baffling in so they can get a 3-3 here. So this is kind of an issue. I think I want to add more to the board. So I think I'm going to Baffling in to 3-3. That way I get to deal damage too. So we could put them at 1, but I'd rather kill the Vivian, I think. That might have been wrong. Putting them at 1 might have just been better. They couldn't have used this mana, but they probably have mana. Yeah, that'll do it. I can't cast all of my things. A bit of a tilt. Pretty glad that we killed the Vivian. Maybe I'm supposed to just play this, but it doesn't even feel that exciting based on what they're showing us, because like they've already showed us they have Vivian. Could be wasting our entire turn just to cast this and get no value. Not even a land because we've played a land. And there's nothing in our deck we can play off one mountain. We really needed lands earlier in the game. Oh, fun. So now that makes my experimental frenzy even bad. Do you think Veraska's really bad in this match? Brad kept them in though, so I'm probably just wrong. When did they play? I wasn't paying attention. Okay, they finally played their tomb. I don't know how we win from here. I don't think we can actually beat this card. We don't have a conclave in our entire deck. And there's a Vivian on top. Literally can't win. Experimental Frenzy sucks. Stand by it. Did not bring Banefire in. Standby Experimental Frenzy sucks. If it was Heroic Reinforcements, we could have won that game. There's almost always a better 4-drop. The coffee maker? Don't know what that means. Well, this hand seems miserable, but I think I'm going to keep it. It's two matches in a row we've lost to dice row. I think that's one of the important things for this deck. Like, we desperately need to win these dice rows. Plains, maybe? Not a Plains. But this is not the type of game you win with this deck. We really needed a land for a history there. These guys are a Ritual Smoot / Goldenomize type deck, so when we're not playing on curve, the game's just over. Cool. I would concede if I wasn't streaming. We have legitimately no out. We've drawn multiple cards we're going to sideboard out. Alright, that's enough. I won't even play this now. I still think we have 0% chance even if they did. So you take out the cards that require a big board because they have way too many sweepers. And then we get to bring in all of these fun cards that I don't like. I do like Banefire. That's 2 matches in a row versus main deck sweepers. That doesn't get it done. And these white decks are actually just very bad. No, I think this was primarily what was in the meta even before the Pro Tour. Like these white decks beat up on Drake, and that's practically it, in my opinion. We can still steal a game with an experimental frenzy, except they're probably going to make us discard it. You're targeting that. I can't save it. Surprised it beats Jeskai Angels. Problem is, I can't even cast this. He's just going to have a counter spell. If it's our only chance to win the game, how do we ever cast it? Did draw 6 land, 4 spells in our 20 land deck. Guess I just gotta keep hoping they cast something? My bodyguard doesn't get any better. Maybe the Healer Hawk beats will scare them. Rip. Duress. They sideboarded in Duress versus us? Kind of mind blowing to me. Guess I'm gonna kill that. Frenzy? Conclave? Don't know what we can actually win with. Cool. Two blocks, I guess I need to trade 2 of these for that. Feels horrendous, but how else do we win in this spot? Great. Well, I'll get the job done. Drew 4 creatures this game. Our blue-black opponent drew 4 creatures as well. We're one land away from having drawn half of our lands in our top 20 cards. This isn't a match we'll ever win. It's also not a match to ever worry about. It's not popular enough. Mainly because it's really, really bad. Maybe if they don't have a counterspell, we can draw a Frenzy, but... Cool. We drew literally half our lands in the top third of our deck. Now we've drawn over half of our lands. Do you draw more lands than spells in a 16-turn game with a deck that only has 20? Well, that's 2 matches in a row that have had main deck sweepers. Let's see, and we lost to Dice Roll versus both. Let's see if we can change that and get some of the matches that we want to play versus, like Drake's, which is still one of the most popular decks, but for some reason I can't get paired versus it when I want to. Probably get paired versus red deck wins next. I made a lot of fun of Arena on Twitter, and now I think they're out to get me with the pairings. They've put me on the blacklist. Oh, we lost another dice row. At least this hand's playable. I like Arena fine. I just don't think it's worth testing on currently, like everyone else says. I actively think it's bad for testing. It was a play mistake. I should have played the Legion Landing first, I think. Pretty sure this is LSV's list. Like, I've not confirmed that, but this is Martin Juza's list from his article, and they're on the same team. So I would imagine it's the same list. Though I will be honest, I didn't even look at the top 8 list. Yeah, there's a Johnny's in this list. 3 of them, I think. Hey, it's Drake's. It's potentially a good match, but again, nothing's a good match when you don't have lands. No shock, please? Well, we survived shock. He just gets to start casting Drakes next turn, though. And we're behind a little on our tempo because of the land. We'd be in a lot better position if we got to play a land here. Guess I shouldn't press F6. Some of these decks have Cannonade in the main deck. Ah, cool, they don't have a Drake. Well, that's absolutely stellar for us. Guess I'll sack it. I'm not sure why. So they're doing that. Does that just mean they have cannonade? That just means they have cannonade. Adonto survives cannonade, and I get to protect this. I don't think I really lose anything here except for 2-card combinations, which is why I'm holding this one. Probably going to block this and take 9. Sorry, take 4. I don't know what. Go to 9 is what I was trying to say. Well, he didn't even block this. Well, now that he didn't block this, it kind of changes my plan on what I want to do this turn. I was originally going to cast the Sky March Aspirant, but now I'm just like not going to. Yeah, I guess I'm just not going to now. He has to have Cannonade, right? Is there anything else that doesn't trade off to Electromancer? Like, he might not have it in his hand, but he might have it in his deck. And, like, drawing it be his out. I think I want to cast this now. Attack with them all. He has to block the big 2. He still takes 6 down to 2. I don't think he has an out anymore. If you make this block, you have to have a shock. You don't have a shock, you would have already used it. If you make this block, you're dead unless you have a shock. Again, I don't think you have a shock because you would have already used it. I'm pretty sure you're just chump chump. So even if you do have some kind of sweeper now, the Danto survives. I didn't think they had a shock. Shock wouldn't have made sense. Yeah, versus Drake's, he cuts these, and he cuts this, and he brings in some of the enchantments. A couple of these, and a couple of these. For anybody who's curious, when I keep saying he, we're using Juza's list and Cyborg Guide today. It's on channelfireball.com. I'm not going to keep a one-lander. Don't really want to keep that hand either. We'll keep this. Arclight already. Hmm. Bad for us. They have the turn 3 Arclight. Double shock? Ugh. Oh, cool. Never mind, they didn't have it. Could have Spell Pierce here. I'm gonna play around Spell Pierce or not. I think I am. It really makes any turn that I'm playing the Tribunal a lot worse, but it's one of the ways we lose this game getting Spell Pierced. That's not anything I'm happy to see. It's also not anything I'm very happy to see. I think I have to play this one. Maybe I'm supposed to conclave that because if they just go off this turn, it's so important. I'm going to offer them to trade. I feel like this card's that good. That's unfortunate. Love to draw another history. Oh, second Arclight, that's pretty brutal. Third Tribunal's not really what we want. Weird. Well, opponent needs to draw something decent. Actually, they don't need to draw that much. They have, like I said, double Arclight in their graveyard. They just need 3 spells. They played a land, then cast a Radical Idea. Find it hard to believe that's ever the correct play, but it's okay. Goblin Legionnaire? I don't think Goblin Legionnaire is legal. Even if they did have all lands in their hand, you would think that they would want to hold it in case they drew a second Radical Idea, right? Like they don't have to play it at the beginning of the turn, they can play it second. They can look at their card first. Goblin Legionnaire is not legal in this format, I don't think. You talking about War Boss? I think Goblin War Boss is incredibly powerful if that's the card you're talking about. Hey, we're paired versus Action Andy. If they're playing a control deck, I'll be sad with that name. Wrecked. Well, this isn't going to be good for us. We don't beat red decks. Okay, maybe we beat this red deck. Because it's probably not red deck wins if it's got Shivan Fire in it. JK, this is definitely red deck wins. Hey Kaga, what's up? Don't know how we beat them then. Don't know why they're playing Shivan Fire either. I would imagine that the game's just over then. We're probably going to have to draw both of our conclaves to win. Maybe a Marshal on the right turn would do it. Attack you again. I used to bring them in versus everything controlling. Just because they were a clock that could win the game on their own. Ooh, well, that's what we call a card that could potentially let us win. Found a way to win, boys and girls. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they'd have to have double shock or whatever for this not to work? Or like a shock and a lightning strike? Did they target the same one with... Okay, they didn't. I think we just trade one of these for damage at this point, right? Like, they can block this for 3. They can block it for 3 next turn too. Maybe it's just not right. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with just this. I paid a 4 life here, of course. They get to eat the thing. Deal 9 to them. We're gaining 3 life back, so why I feel so safe doing that. I think we're going to steal this game because of the pride that we're probably going to be sideboarding out. And maybe, like, we're probably sideboarding that pride out, and it just won us a game, which is kind of amusing. But we're especially on the draw here. So let's see, he takes those out. He takes these out, and he takes this out. And he brings in these, this, and this. It's another match that I would be bringing the Aurelias in if I was sideboarding on my own. But we're trying to use this list, so we're going to be trying to use a sideboard plan. He mentions in his write-up that this match is very bad. You can't really beat Chain Roller, and it's best to pretend like Chain Roller doesn't exist. I don't deny that, but if we're pretending that Chain Roller doesn't exist, why are we getting rid of all of this stuff? Like, the write-up doesn't match what we're doing, I don't think. If and when we win game 2 or lose game 2, I may sideboard differently for the third game. I mean, that's obviously what he means. I'm just saying that I mean, that's clearly what he means. Just don't know if we can beat it either way. It's kind of weird that they wasted a shock there. Does anybody else find that weird? I should have played this pre-combat. This was a mistake. Lost a point of damage here. But I was going to originally play the 1-drops, but then I decided I don't want to play the 1-drops because you can just have Chain Whirler. So I wanted to wait as long as possible on them. So I probably missed a point of damage there. No, they're probably just sandbagging a Chain Whirler until it matters. Like, a Chain Whirler can't really block versus a Danto, so there would have been no reason for them to play it. Oh, I guess they just don't have it. You guys could be right. Just going to play this and then play the Experimental Frenzy. I'm not going to play the Frenzy. I'm just going to Danto. I think we're going to get lucky and beat a red deck. We did, in fact, get lucky and beat a red deck. Alright. Well, we have a chance for a pity chest. None of us expected that. None of us expected that. Oh, it's the same red player. That's not fair. Come on. We don't get lucky and beat him and then have to play him again. Is that fair? Does anybody here think that's fair? Play this one because it's the one I'd prefer he kill. Now I immediately regret it based on our next draw. Because now I need to go for the flip, I think. When I assume he has a shock. so now I've just overextended to win. I'd much rather have played a Danto on that turn. Land, please. You're not the land that we need. Rip. So they didn't have anything on 2, not even a burn spell. That pretty much guarantees that they're getting ready to cast a Chain Whirler. And since we missed land drop 3, we don't even have anything relevant to fight back. It's kind of a tilt. If we didn't land drop 3, we would have been okay, I think. And the way that they didn't have any burn spells, it almost lets you know that they have double Chain Whirler as well. But it doesn't feel like we have any other options here. Could have gained a life by playing this pre-combat, but there was more of a chance that he wouldn't block if we did that, especially if he doesn't have the second Chain Whirler. But I'd play some money on a second Chain Whirler. I'd lose money, it appears. Red Rover, send us on over planes. Send us on over planes. Would have also accepted a conclave. Siege Gang Commander in the main deck. Alright, well, I guess we can't win when they're playing 5 drops. Frustrating. I really want this card, but I guess we just won't try it. And we got paired versus 4 very bad matches this league. Would definitely not be playing this deck in upcoming Grand Prix if I were anybody. At least this build of it. Maybe a reinforcements build. Love it when they take 2 damage and then kill your thing anyway. Doesn't everybody else love that? Oh well, he's mana screwed. Yeah, Frenzy. It's your time to shine, buddy. Oh wait, that's a card I would have liked to have drawn. It'll probably be better than anything I do draw. Hey, look, we were right. Frenzy proving again that it's not a good magic card. I don't know how long we have to keep playing these frenzies until, like, people believe my confirmation bias. This game might have been winnable had we not cast a frenzy, but who knew? So we could still like draw rolling conclaves and maybe get there. But that's what it would take at this point. I assume we'll down this turn somehow. Green black. I think green black's the most well positioned deck at the moment. Attack's odd. Right, double conclave, you can do this one time. I don't think double conclave's actually enough, but alright, I guess we have to do math now. We don't have to do math, rather. Just two of these things that are tapped. Get rid of one of his blockers. It was, but it's got the correct amount of sweepers and stuff that it can beat. It can beat the white decks. Like the only deck that's super bad versus, in my opinion, is the Drake's deck. Like obviously, you have some tougher matches. Like the red deck's not super easy to beat. The Jeskai decks aren't super easy to beat, but like you have play versus all of those decks. But like Bingo, just the Drake deck's the only match that you're just like, ugh, like you're terrified of. And Ginger claims it's not even that bad. I personally think like Mono Blue and Drake's both absolutely wreck you, and I think you're at least even versus everything else. Like Carnage Tyrant solves the blue deck so well, and like they're playing like three of them now. Uh, like they can beat non-legends pretty easy. They're packing a bunch of cast downs. I don't think we win a game like that ever again, but we'll try. Like, I have to say we won that last game with Experimental Frenzy. However, I would also like to point out that I think had we just drawn the history of that one turn instead of Frenzy, we had a decent chance of beating it anyway. Red Rover, send on over, no shock. That's a shock. Does our opponent not listen? I said no shock. Not clearly shock. So I think we can beat most of the things from their deck except for Siege Gang Commander. We won't beat Siege Gang Commander with this draw. Feel like most of their other draws are probably draws we're favored versus with our current draw. We will not beat a Siege Gang Commander with this draw, though. And we really need to draw one more land, because he's probably going to kill the Primate into turn, then like untap and play a Phoenix or something. And yes, we can still get it with the Danto, but then we stop putting on pressure like that. Well, that's disappointing. Like I said, now we stop putting on pressure, and putting on pressure is kind of important. Really want to draw a land. Still want to draw a land. This was our sideboarded land too, so. Somehow I have to survive 5 turns. Hmm. Well, we have lethal if they brick one turn. Are we about to get the pity chest in one of the weirdest ways possible? We are going to get the pity chest in one of the weirdest ways possible. Well, this was crazy. I don't know why I even played the land. We just beat Action Andy twice. And acquired a pity chest. Maybe the red white decks aren't as bad as I think they are if we can get paired versus 4 out of 5 bad matches and still somehow take home a pity chest. That pity chest felt earned. We're going to open it. I promised myself I was going to start saving chests, but we're not going to save that one. That one has to get opened. Because we had no right to actually win it. Alright, so we threw our money away and we feel good about ourselves now. Alright, well anyway, for anybody who cares, this was Juza's list. The Channel Fireballs list, there's an article on the Channel Fireball website about it with a sideboard card, or with a sideboard guide and a matchup analysis. I think the deck was kind of well positioned for the Pro Tour in the fact that I think that everybody expected there to be a ton of red-white decks in the Pro Tour, and I feel like this is going to be pretty good versus other white decks, but for me personally, it's not that short. We've been here over an hour. For me personally, I just get paired versus non-stop decks that are good versus white weenie all the time. Like you just saw in this league, we got paired versus green-black, which is walkers plus sweepers. We got paired versus blue-black, which is golden demises and rituals of suits all in the main deck, and things like moment of craving, fungal infection, etc. And then we got paired versus two red deck wins. And we got our Drake match and we like cakewalked it, but you know, like I just don't think the metagame's very well positioned for this right now, and I know it's still early. I think this is Wednesday. Yeah, this is Wednesday. I'm currently looking at playing Black Green for the Magic Online PTQ this weekend. Something similar to Matt Nass's list, probably something in the middle of what Matt Nass and Misplaced Ginger's been playing. I actually probably won't test it at all, so I'm just gonna play it code and hope. But yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow, and thank you all so much for stopping by. Take care, everybody.